So we're here on St. George Street, which actually is the most bars per capita in all of North America. So of course we're going to do something that's going to be just out of our element, but kind of in our element. We're going to go get Screeched-In at Christian's Pub. We're getting Screeched.
And what does that mean?
We're going to become official Newfoundlanders.
It is there. It is there. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Let's bring the royal order of screechers to order. I understand we got a few getting screeched in here today. Hopefully becoming right proper honorary Newfoundlanders. Now, scoff is a dance and a Newfoundland, a blue star is a beer, and it's pronounced Newfoundland. Not Newfoundland, not Newfoundland. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province in Confederation, and the only rock that you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey, and I is a Newfoundlander. Yeah, it's pretty good, hey? Pretty good, Devin. Good. That's Suzanne. And Phyllis.
Wow.
Time and honor tradition, I have a little buddy. Here you are.
Oh?
So this right here is a real Newfoundland codfish. Now, given the chance, this fish could have grown to the height of 6 feet tall and weighed as much as 250 pounds. This fish will not grow any more than this because it's dead. And it's frozen. And it fits perfectly in my freezer. Now, Derek, you said you're from Florida?
Yes, sir.
This is the cousin to the grouper.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the grouper is a delicious whitefish, and they're massive. They go up to 500 pounds. So this one doesn't get quite as big, but it's his cousin. They never meet because the water is too cold up here. Grouper won't come up because of the cold water. And this fish likes cold water. He does not want to go down to the warm water. So they never meet, but it's the taste is very, very similar. We have been in a cod moratorium now for 35 years, so but we can still catch and eat it, but you won't ever find that on the worldwide market or northern cod. Anyway.
Thank you. Get it, boy.
All right, now, like I was saying, we used to trade our fish with the Jamaicans for their rum, and it was a very strong barrel of rum. In fact, it was considered the test of a man if they could drink it without screaming, passing out, or having a heart attack. They were considered true men, or women, or transgender, or non-binary, in fact. Screech got its name down on the south coast of our province, where one night we were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain. He drank the shot, he yelled at a great big yell. The sergeant came out running into the room and said, "Who yelled out the god-awful Screech?" And there was a Newfoundlander sitting at the bar and said, "Screech what? 'Tis the rum, me son." And that's how Screech got its name. Now, before they called it Screech, they called it just Newfoundland rum. You see, when we bring up the rum from Jamaica, we bring it up as a crystal clear overproof. Make it as strong as you can. Ship it up here, and we'll water it down with our water. it saves massive amounts. Water is extremely heavy and shipping is very expensive. So if we can bring it up as an overproof, water it down, use a caramel color and flavor to give it a 2, we get 5, 6, 7 times the volume of rum. Anyway, the rum was brought up in barrels that when emptied, the rum was so strong that they'd fill it up a third of the way with water, throw it on its side, and the rum would be extracted out of the wood. It was called swish, exactly. And from swishing the water around the barrel, after about a month, you'd have rum again, but not as strong as it was when originally brought up, but it was definitely drinkable and would definitely get you drunk. In case you're feeling dizzy, I've already hit the 9 and the 1. Now, as some of you may or may not have known, it's been almost 7 years now that I had the honor of meeting and Screech-In here, a gentleman by the name of Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, wow.
He walked through these doors in his final season of Parts Unknown, and for an entire week before we broadcast the episode on CNN, he put me in front of a viewing audience of about 120 million people and kind of changed things really quickly for me. And I never got an opportunity to thank him for what he did for me, my family, my business, my staff, my city. It was literally 3 weeks after he aired the episode that he was gone forever. I did have an opportunity that night, though, to sit down next to him and have a few pints of beer and get to know him. And just in case you may have known who he was and you were a fan of his shows, you read his books, I wanted to let you know that he really was the same person in person as who he was on television. He was jovial, articulate, intelligent, and it's an incredible experience when you get to meet and hang out with your idol for a few hours and then have them meet up to huge expectations. I had absolutely no idea why he would take away that amazing, beautiful, perfect life that I thought that he had. And I don't think anybody in the world knows the answer to that question either. But what it does go to show is that you never know what may be going on sometimes in other people's heads and the demons that they have to face and fight every day. So always remember to be kind. I like to dedicate my toast to him and say, here's to health and your company. And one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry, all that of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, bad thoughts to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Off to the lips, over the gums, look out gullet, here it comes. Watch your back. Okay, now, you are past the trees, but you're not out of the woods. Before I let you go, I do have to teach you one small little phrase. Now, to give you an idea of our dialect here in Newfoundland, shortest conversation that you're ever going to hear between two Newfoundlanders goes like this. Ernst Mern, Mern. This is a full conversation. In order to understand it, you have to envision two fishing vessel captains crossing each other in the early morning dusk. One fishing vessel captain looks over at the other one and he says, Ernst Mern. Translation, did you catch any fish this morning? And the response was, Nern. Any idea what that might have meant?
No.
Close, it means no, I didn't catch any fish this morning. Otherwise, he would have said no. We speak English too, you know. I'm going to try to teach you something just a little bit easier. Something that you can actually use while you're here in Newfoundland. And that's "Aye-bye." In Newfoundland, this expression, "Aye-bye," means I agree. Now you can use it in any situation when you're talking to a Newfoundlander and you don't understand what they're saying. Just agree with them. It's easier. And in order to agree with them in Newfoundlandese, you just say "Aye-bye." Let me give you an example of another conversation you might hear between two Newfoundlanders. Someday, what? Aye-bye. That means the weather was nice today. I agree. Now, let's say you didn't understand what I was saying. Same conversation would have gone on like this. Someday, what? What? Someday, what? What? Someday, what? What? It goes on like that for a while, and it's really painful to watch. Now, it's harder to say than what you think. It's not a boy, it's not I boy, it's not I buy. I'm going to demonstrate how hard it is to say by asking Phyllis to say it first. Say it, Phyllis. Say A-bye.
A-bye.
This is actually perfect. Well, being the rest of Canada, you might say "Deed I am," but in Newfoundland, we say "Deed I is." I need you all to say "Deed I is" at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Deed I is.
What you're saying is "Yes, I am, my good friend." You're going to say "Deed I is, me old cock" at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
D-I-S,
Part of the phrase is long may your big jib dry. You see, the jib is the foresail on the schooner, so as long as it's dry and wind, you're doing good. It's a wish for good luck. What you're saying is, yes, I am a good friend and I wish you good luck. You're going to say, D-I-S, me, oh, cock, and long may your big jib dry. Got it? Yep.
Yes.
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 Yes! I'm going to say it, you're going to say it, we're going to get through it in 3 simple seconds. Okay, say D-I-S.
D-I-S.
Me, oh, cock.
Me, oh, cock.
And long may your big jib draw.
And long may your big jib draw.
Power vested in me, I now declare you all honorary Newfoundlanders. Before I pass them to you, I have one final rant that I'd like to share. These are a bunch of important facts about Newfoundland. I want you to try to remember them. I want you to share them whenever possible for fear that someday they may be forgotten. Newfoundland was the first province to respond to the Titanic distress signal. It was 112 years ago, and at the time Newfoundland was its own country. Now as we stand unified with Canada, we're the first province to respond. Newfoundland was the first place to discover proof of the theory of the continental drift. We were the first to host a transatlantic flight, and we were the first to have wireless communication in the entire world. We're the oldest rock in the world. This is the oldest city in North America. Water Street is the oldest street in North America, and the Royal St. John's Regatta, which happens on the first Wednesday of August every year, for the exception of 3 out of the last 5 years. Next year is the third Wednesday in July because of the Canada Games, is now considered the oldest non-continuous sporting event in North America. We are considered the most generous people in all the entire country. We're the funniest people in all the entire country. We're the sexiest people. According to McLean's magazine, we are also the most sexually active. A Newfoundlander invented the world's first artificial ice arena. A Newfoundlander invented the gas mask. A Newfoundlander was once a governor in northern Rhodesia, that is Zimbabwe, and there was a Newfoundlander with Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg. We are the only place in the entire world to have 4 identifiable flags. We have our own encyclopedia, our own dictionary, our own pony, our own dogs, our own cultural publication, the good old Newfoundland Herald. We're the first to see the sunrise. We have our own time zone called NST, Newfoundland Standard Time. We share with only one other place in the world. It's in southeastern Argentina. We caught the world's largest invertebrate, the giant squid. We got the longest running radio program called The Broadcast. And we discovered the cure for smallpox many, many moons ago. But let's not forget 9/11. We Gander Newfoundland welcomed into their hearts and into their homes 6,700 stranded world travelers. Phyllis, Suzanne, John, Pauline, Derek, Ghislaine, Alan, Steve, Kathy. Welcome you all.
Wow.